Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm, and this is the 100th episode special. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an insight into what a recording day looks like for me. So I wake up around 4 and make dinner, then I let the dogs out. At 5, my wife wakes up and we eat and hang out before she leaves for work at 6. That's when I start to prep for recording. I brush to make sure there aren't any huge chunks of food in my teeth when I'm recording, and then I check for neck beard. If I've got too much neck beard, I trim it down. After showering, I moisturize my face and pick out my clothes for the day. I use different moisturizers on different days because I have problems with dry skin, psoriatic plaques, and acne. After that, I head into my recording room, which is actually just my office. You can see on the floor where we added the foam floor mats just to make sure we didn't run into anything when doing VR games. Before I start, I like to catch up with the YouTubers I follow, both to get me in a good mood and to remind myself of how this is supposed to look by the time I'm done. I usually put the video on my secondary screen so I can multitask because this is also when I pick my games for the week. I'm subscribed to the Indie Games subreddit, so I've usually picked 1 or 2 by the time I get here, but some weeks I come in with no idea what my content for the week is. I'll read itch.io's featured list, the recommended list, and then if I haven't found enough, I'll hit the new and popular queue and see if there's anything there that strikes me. Once I've picked out enough games for the week, I'll download them while I finish whatever video I'm watching. All my recording equipment's mounted to this small movable table since I don't have a desk in here. Besides, it's not like a desk would work with this chair anyway. I get everything into position, making sure the mic is close enough to me, then I make sure my light's on the right settings. Mixed yellow and white light, 1 setting above the lowest brightness option. So once I've got the lights and the camera set up, I'll either turn off my lights if it's a horror game, or I'll switch to this... Where is it? Or I'll switch to this like vivid blue color if it's not a horror game. I open up OBS and the camera app and I maximize them both on my secondary screen so I can check the recording time or make sure they're both still running at a glance. After that, I decide which game I actually want to start with. It's finally time to do the intro. I hit record and then I start talking. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is episode 100. And then I do it over again. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is the 100th episode special. And again. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is the 100th episode special. I wanted to go over basically what it's like in... And again. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is the 100th episode special. And again. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is episode 100. And again. Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm and this is the 100th episode special. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an insight into what a recording day looks like for me. The program's recording, the game is running, so all I have to do now is add in commentary to keep it interesting. It is kind of a unique concept where you are required to die to progress. Once I've finished recording, it's time to edit. I load up Camtasia and import my video files. I'll snap them both to the timeline and then work on getting them synced. I usually shrink my face down to 27% scale, and then I find the frame where my room either gets brighter or darker as I full screen the game. Once they're synced, I find the intro that I got right and trim all the other stuff that came before it. Then I slide both tracks to the beginning of the timeline. Then I work on my audio baseline. I typically put my voice track as high as it'll go, and then adjust the gain down until the waveform peaks just barely touch the top of the tracks. This avoids what's called clipping, which basically sounds like you were so loud that the mic couldn't handle it. I adjust the game's volume down so that I'm still audible. Depending on the game, I might have to apply a volume leveling filter to avoid having to edit every loud sound individually. Once that's done, I crop my face cam down to my shoulders and position it in whichever corner is most appropriate and doesn't cover whatever HUD the game has. Then I start watching the video. Occasionally I'll have to stop and make an audio adjustment, which I'll have to listen to over and over again until I get it right. Sometimes I'll think of a joke or some information that I think needs to be in the video, so I'll add an annotation. If I find a moment that I like in the video or something that doesn't make sense out of context, I'll clip it and copy it to the beginning of the video just to function as a hook. In this case, I'm also working on a new channel trailer, so I'll add the clip to the new highlight reel too. Sometimes I won't have much to say, or I'll spend a lot of time solving a puzzle, or maybe even dying over and over. Silence and repetition are never good for a Let's Player, so when I get to one of those moments, I have a few options. You can do a hard cut, which basically means the video jumps to the next moment I think you'd want to see, or I can do a transition, like fading from one clip into the next, which I prefer to do if a lot of time has passed. Typically I use hard cuts if I haven't left the area I got stuck in. I'll just jump from being confused to actually solving the puzzle and you don't lose anything. I'll use a fade or some other transition if I have to walk a long way to get to the next part, or, fast travel, something like that. Sometimes neither is appropriate, which I think is the case here. I don't want to cut out the building process, so I speed up the footage so you can see what's happening without getting bored watching it in real time. I'll also use this for more difficult sections if I want to emphasize how difficult something is by showing how many times I failed before getting it right. I'll finish the video by trimming any extra footage and setting up the outro, either with one of the audio tracks I typically use or with background music from the game itself. Then I save it one more time and hit the upload button. Once the render and the upload finish, I can work on the tags, title, and end screen. I compose a tweet that'll go live when the video does, and then I schedule the video. It's 1 down, 4 to go. Sometimes the videos don't turn out the way I like, and sometimes the games just aren't good. If the video's not exactly what I want, I might still leave it on YouTube, but in a secret playlist I have called Lost Episodes. If the game's no good, I go back to the internet and pick out new ones until I have enough videos that I'm happy with. After that, the videos release on their own at 2 p.m. Eastern each weekday, and I can distribute the links on social media. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at how I do what I do. Until the next video, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye.